Well, I've got some more tags to do because I've got about 3 journals to make, nature themed journals at the moment. So I'm going to make a load of tags together. I've just done a load because my battery had died on my iPad, so I just literally collaged a few. I'm not worried about how they turn out because I've already had all these cut anyway. I haven't cut them into tag shapes yet, but I'm just going to put these down. I either leave the image or I don't. I really don't know until I do them. All right, but all I'm doing at the moment is not thinking and just sticking it down. All right, and because I had so many to do, I'm not using matte medium. I'm using watered down glue, about 2 to 1, 2 parts glue, 1 part water, and go from there. It's more like they should call it a size, because you just do this to wood and things like that before doing things to it years ago, if I remember rightly. Right, so look. Oh, get it straight though. I'm just using some offcuts, scrapbook paper, music paper, book pages, anything really. Overlapping, and then I'll dry them and go from there. Also paint over the top. I'm just checking the words. Yeah, it's French anyway, so I'm hoping there's nothing untoward. It's French, but it explains in English. Thank gosh, because I wouldn't know. That's why I worry about using a French dictionary, because I'm thinking, I don't know what it means. No, me, it would happen. That's all done very quickly. Same sort of technique, you know, literally just sticking them down. I'm a bit short on that one. Okay. So I like doing things like this because I never know what's going to happen. Some turn out good, others not so. I want this thistle, I love it, so I want that to be the main bit. I'm going to just cut off that. It's going to be there. I think both sides of that was nice. use this one as well, so I'm gonna rip that off there. Okay, I think that's it there. Okay, that's all. I've done about 12, so I've got all the others drying, so I'll just wait for those to dry and I'll be back. Right, they're all dry. I've cut them all down to tags. Okay, I've got a couple that is a bit smaller. I don't know how many I've done, quite a few. So here's what I've done so far, you know, just stuck everything down. Yeah. And because I use PVA, I actually done it on purpose, because I noticed when some of you done junk in the trunk, you was saying about how stiff everything was. But I did water mine down because I don't like using neat PVA. I like it to go further, and I just find sometimes it's a bit plasticky to work on the top. So just by adding a bit of water, this, you know, it's actually fine. Texture's not too plasticky at all. So that's why I've done that. There's another one there. I mean, this is the first stage. Oh, don't know what that is, but I can go over there. Okay. That's that. And then here's the smaller ones. And I will say, they were, yes, rigid. But they are not now. Okay, and all I've done is I cut them all down, yeah, and then I put them all together like this, and then I start doing this with it, yeah, so that they start sort of bending. You can do them singly as well, not singly, but just sort of get them breaking up a bit. And someone said that there's actually cracked, so, you know, perhaps adding a bit of water to it might help, because this is quite good now, you know. We can bend them, that's no trouble there whatsoever, and they feel great. But like I say, that's only the first layer. I haven't put gesso on because I am going to totally alter these. So this one not touching because it's Edith Holden, and I'm leaving that as is. This one definitely I'm playing with. I get a small brush for this. Okay. Put some gesso in the top there. And I'm going to dry it off first. Pick up a little bit. Yeah. And I want some of this going in the background. Just leaving the bunny. And gradually, as I go to the top, leave all that out. I quite like that blue flower there too. So, clean wet wipe. Okay, that's that one. Again, I'm going to do some of it around this rabbit. always draw the whiskers and things like that back in after. Just going to do it oddly around there as well, leaving some sort of, I don't know, I'm just playing, so there's no rhyme or reason how I do things really, because some work, some don't. I don't worry, because you can always go right over it, so you know, don't play with your best images. That's all I can say. In case it goes wrong, you know. I don't like that 8 there. I'm going to get rid of that 8. Because this is most probably going to be green, a bit grass, sort of type thing. That's that one. And now just a little bit more here. Okay. This one I quite like the way it is, because I love that thistle. I love thistles. But I'm going to do a little bit. So, again, I'm sort of doing it so that it's just odd, really. So I want the sides to come in a little bit, and then I'm going to dull some of that so it's darker in the middle on this one. But you know what? Gesso don't dry white anyway, does it? Just dulls everything down a bit rather than anything else. Just come in a bit. A bit of a lump there. You can see that? Quite like the way this one's looking actually, so I'm not going to put much on that one. Okay, well, they have all got to dry. And see what I've done. I've just done odd bits here and there, and some I've done a bit more than others. Literally, you just play around, and because I'm going to use inks and different things on them, so, and we go from there. Okay, well, I'll leave them to dry and I'll speak to you soon. Right, I have no idea where I got to on the video because there's been a couple of days in between finishing the other one to this one because of different things I've had to do, you know, appointments and stuff. And so as I was tidying up a little bit before I start a new, you know, again, I found all these little bits, and they were like in my little pot here. That's the littlest pot I've got. And I made these up, and I thought, no, I really like those, so I'm not going to add any, most probably paint or anything to those, because I just like them as they are. Some of these I'm going to add some sprays. I'm going to work with a few sprays on these, I think. Okay, so these lend themselves to be added a bit of colour to. Maybe not that one so much. I quite like that one. So we'll go from there. All right. And these little ones I'm going to work with a few sprays as well. But these, I really like the way they were looking, so I'm going to do those. Right, I've put in green thread in my sewing machine, and I'm going to, that's the first thing I'm going to do, and decoupage those two bits sort of there and there. Okay, and the rest can be stuck down. So it just gives you some more ideas for some more tags and have a play. So I'm going to stitch around those. I'll put that together there so I don't get muddled up, which is not very hard for me to do. So I'm going to stitch around those first. See, they look right. I love those, and that really lent itself to that pink butterfly I had. I mean, my butterfly plot, I mean, I've sort of took some out, but I've got these. I mean, some of these are years old. I mean, look, it's just such a mess, isn't it? So I thought, well, I'm going to use some butterflies, get them sort of down a bit, because I quite fancy cutting some more out and everything. So but I need to get them down before I do that. These ones, my little machine cut, which kept leaving a white border, my scan and cut, because I need to calibrate it again. And but I can ink that up, and that'll still look okay. So that is fine. Right, I'll go and sew around these, and then I'll come back. Okay, stitch around them with my green thread. Okay, and I put reinforcers on those, and I've kept them clear. All right, but I am going to ink a little bit around the edges. I'm going to use tea, if I can find you. Okay. So I'm trying to keep things, you know, on the lighter side. So I'm just going to get rid of that white edge there, because I'm thinking spring, so nice and bright. That's it. And I'm gonna put the decoupage on this one, and while that's drying, ink up all the rest. Okay, I think that was sort of, if I remember rightly, like that. And I'm just using little tiny bits that are hanging around, and that one sort of went up there. So I hope my pot opens. Yeah. I mean, you could do a load up like this, batch them, but I want to do some different techniques with the other ones, so that's why I haven't done that. That's there. I'll leave that alone. Well, we ink up here. Again, I'm going to see what the T1 is like. If it's darker, yeah, that's fine. Just a bit. Where I normally put a ticket, I'm using a postage stamp. So I've got some nice colour green ones, spring-like. That is a bit of tissue paper just sewn and stitched together. That's a bit of top of a die cut. I actually got a big box of die cut somewhere and I can't find it. And I thought, oh, I can use some of them up as well, but I can't find it. Never mind. There we go. I've dried that off, and I've also stitched around that, mounted it on a bit of card and stitched around the focal point, because I'm having that as a focal point and the butterfly, and it was a little bit flimsy, so I just sewed around that with zigzag stitch. All right, so that's going to blend in with everything else. Okay, let's get going with this then. That goes back there, I think, if I remember rightly. I'll just get my photograph up. Oh, I haven't cut my finger. I've got dry skin and it cracks, so I put this on there yesterday. I haven't taken it off. It's a bit grubby. Oh dear. But I thought, well, they get really sore. And it's paper, isn't it? Because paper's quite dry, so. And to be honest, I don't look after my hands. I should do, I know, but I don't. Right. Okay. Let's have the glue. So I only do the middle again, just in case I want to tuck something underneath or anything like that. So I think I'll put there. This goes down the bottom, I think. Before the glue sets, I suggest you put your stamp in like that. Get this in. Oh, I need new glue. Might have a bit of string under that. No, it's okay. I don't need it. I quite like it if there's a little bit sort of something coming out, like a bit of cotton or something like that. I'm going to find something because I quite like that. Right, some of these, when I strip down material, I keep them all in a bag. And I'm just going to have a bit of that because that's a brilliant colour. I only done this yesterday actually, and I thought, oh, great colour. Yeah. And that can go underneath the butterfly. I do that, and then press that down as well. And then you get a paper clip and hold that on. And then you can always trim off a bit more after or anything like that. I've got to stick this down as well, you know, because look, we've still got all that to stick down properly, but it's fine. And leave that like that to dry while you get on with another one. Okay, and just make sure that's where I want it. There we go. All right. And then time you've got something coming up here, that'd be, you know, because it looks a bit empty here, but time you get the fibres and stuff up the top, it will be fine. Just got to make sure that's straight. There we go. So that's that one. I'll leave that dry, and we'll get on with the other one. And somebody was saying on one of my videos, I can't remember which one, that they didn't have any focal points or anything like that. Well, you know, if you get napkins, and look at here, these birds, you could make focal points out of that, where I think that would be a whole separate video really, but I can show you how to make focal points out of things like this on a piece of card. So, you know, look out for your napkins with things like this that you can cut out and use, all right, because they can become your focal point, all right. Whereas my bits I'm using, you know, or journaling cards that you print out, you know, cut them down and just cut a little, isolate something out of a journaling card, or, you know, things like this. So many things that you can actually make focal points from. Okay, no decoupage on this, but we had a bit of this, didn't we? Do that. Because because I've sort of gessoed, if you remember right in the beginning, gessoed around here, and then I gradually left it out, so this was the prominent bit, because I just love thistles. So that's worked out really well for what we're going to do there. Put that right to the edge because I've got a straight edge there, so now do we want some fuzzies on this one or not? Sort of feel like I need something down here. I'm not sure. So look, drag that a bit there and put him up there. That needs to be a bit straighter. And that'll be stuck down there. Yeah, I can see a bit more down here. I quite like that. Yeah. For these, right, see, that's not straight, is it? Yeah. Might just have a little bit of that. Right, need another bit of that on there. That's old butterflies. So, what that'll do. Okay, now I'm just going to work on this a little bit more, just to rush it up a little bit once it's sort of like that. Okay, and there we have it. That's that one. And that's the other one. Okay, so I've just got to glue down this a bit better. Yeah, find some nice trim at the top. Oh, I'm going to have a little look and see. I'll finish them off, I think. totally. Right, I've got a bit of sari silk. I usually split it down a few times so it's, you know, not too thick. Done that. Oh, there's a bit of knitting yarn there, and I thought all that blends itself nicely. Lends itself nicely, I should say. Or blends in. Right, let's have a look how much. So about that much. I'll do another one as well. My hands are cold today, so they're not working very well actually. I don't know, the temperature's really dropped at the moment. Right, just got a bit of jute here, I'll tie that off. Yeah, it's sort of like got delayed reaction. Yeah, it's had some really beautiful weather, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, plummeted. I usually do that in a knot and then a bow. You can leave it like that if you want, but yeah, it feels funny. Like that. Okay. And that's that one. Okay, so that's those two. And to get on with the other ones, I'm going to add a bit of paint and different things like that to the other one. So, okay, I'll finish off most probably this part of the video as part one, and then I'll go on with part two with the other things. Okay, but that's 2 tags there. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.